Alright, it is Thursday, June 19th, 2014, and the stream is online. And I'm gonna start by playing with people that I enjoy playing with. I got on just a little bit too late to play with other people that I like playing with, like Ix, Deadly Snowcone. I don't actually think Deadly Snowcone is playing with them, but I think Ix, Kyle, and those guys. But Lumden's on, so I invited Lumden. We'll do duo queue or something. And then later today, I'll do more ranked, I think. Jesus. You going to try the all-random deathmatch mode? No, I don't think I really will. Or the 1v1 mode. Like, I didn't even play half of the custom modes that were only in temporarily. Like, I never did the Grieveling shit. I don't regret it either. I'm not a big fan of, like, the custom game modes and shit. You're someone that I like? Thanks, man. XXX 420 Meat Smoker? Fuck that. I played enough Faceless Void offlane to know that it's, like, way better than playing Faceless Void safe lane in matchmaking. Thing now. I don't know. Whoa. I like duo queuing with support players sometimes. It's more fun than solo queuing and going safe lane and getting a really bad support. Alright, this is actually a really cool looking UI. I feel like the minimap might be smaller, or in a different place at the very least. That's weird. Okay, let's see, can I still spin him fast enough that he achieves the singularity? Let's find out. That's all I really care about. Oh, did Valve fuck me? Can I not do it anymore? Valve, don't fuck me like this. Might have... Is it... Almost, I need to go faster! It's not working, guys. It doesn't work anymore. You used to be able to spin it fast enough and it would, Yeah, they removed it. Fucking Valve. GG. Shit update. Oh well.
10 seconds remaining.
I can already feel the hit on my FPS.
5 seconds remaining.
In the same time zone, if you're in US West, yeah. Enter battle as Gyrocopter.
Prepare for battle.
I'm ready for combat. I've trained for this moment all my life. Oh great, Lumen picked a useless fucking hero. No tango either.
All systems nominal. Yes, sir. Sir.
Did you say you're gonna play the off? Yeah, in matchmaking I'm gonna be playing the off lane because I think it's. I could go into great detail again as to why I'm not gonna play safe lane in matchmaking anymore. But when I solo ranked, but I'll just summarize it as this: If I go to the safe lane, I have to work with my supports. If I go to the off lane, I get to work against the enemy supports, and I would always rather work against the enemy supports than work with my own. This is actually really, really loud. Hold on.
What's that? So much for my retirement. Maneuvering.
Nothing is more miserable than laning with strongly opinionated players that are not good. It's kind of funny though, because it's like every single Terrorblade game I played kind of followed the same formula. The games were very similar.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Ah,
I think it's just funny because, oh, we're not gonna be, if we're gonna be able to keep this guy level 1? If Lumden were like Alina, we could. Let's see if he can as an Omni. But it's like every single game followed the same formula. And it's like, this kind of sucks because I'm going to be effectively 1v1ing a Wind Ranger as opposed to being able to keep her level 1 if Lumden were like a real support hero. But my ping is kind of going up and down a lot. Kind of a big variance, if you can see in the upper right. Which matters a lot when you play a hero like Gyrocopter or Sniper or something.
The start of your suffering.
But I think this is a classic example of why Omni is like a suboptimal support most of the time. Because if Lumden were a range support, he could zone out the Wind Ranger, and the Wind Ranger would be level 1 for like 6 or 7 minutes, and then I would get absolute utter free farm, like what happened when I played with Lumden yesterday. Whereas if Lumden is an Omni Knight, I'm basically left to 1v1 against the Wind Ranger, because he can't really contribute anything to the lane. Oh, they changed the icons too. This is the first game I've played with the new patch. But that said, Gyrocopter is like a really capable carry in lane, so it's not that bad. I wish that the enemies, or my teammates, wouldn't send the Walking Courier top. What is it even delivering? Useless items? Sick. Because now Lumden can't get sentries, which means that he can't get levels. It's hard to deward on Radiant. But yeah, it's like every single Terrorblade game I played followed like roughly the same formula in many ways. She's not even like getting the deny, she's just hitting the creeps. She's going for the Wolverine build, which is really fucking annoying to play against. She out-base damages me. But I don't even think she's accurate. Like again, she didn't even get the deny, she just hit the creep. How am I supposed to predict that? Lumden is now sitting. No. Why would the fuck would I give you a tango? I only bought one set of tangos and I'm 1v1ing a Wind Ranger. Fucking kill yourself. You healed me for 90, the tango heals me for 125. Come back, take the tango, and then leave. Go to the jungle. Now I have to buy more tangos because Lumden is a filthy fucking tango beggar. How miserable. Lumden is supposed to make my lanes win, not make them lose, right? I consider that a tango investment. If Lumden doesn't pay back the investment, then I'm never going to give this nerd a tango again. Like, he's healed me for 90 and the tango heals me for 115, so it's like, what I'm hoping is that when Lumden gets level 3, he'll come to the, oh my god, okay, at least he's level 2 now. But I'm hoping that when Lumden gets more levels, he'll come to my lane and give me a dose of the fucking omniscient holy light. I need to get a Quelling Blade so that Wolverine here can't deny me. I also like Quelling Blade on Radiant Gyrocopter, which is the only Gyrocopter that I think is actually good in this version, really. Holy fuck, what kind of invoker casts Alacrity on himself at 4 minutes? I've never seen that before.
All systems nominal.
I think Omni Knight's a really, really good hero, but I think it's a really, really hard hero to run in lane. For the same reason that it's really, really... There we go. So the Tango investment is paid off, I think, because that's 180 healing from Lunden.
Bingo.
Oops, that was really bad. I hit that way too early.
What? Got my second win denied.
Yeah, Arca Barrage does hit siege creeps. It always has. And it's... I think that's actually one of the big reasons that Rocket Barrage is so nice. It's not really like... It just makes it really convenient. Like, I would always Rocket Barrage for the siege creep if I wasn't 100% confident that I would get it. Just because the siege creep has such a high value, and missing it kind of fucks you so hard. It's fine. I don't really care if he single pulls or if it, like if I get a 2 creep return. It's actually not really that detrimental. It's only really too detrimental when you single pull if it's like a situation where the offlaner is taking the experience from the pull and you would otherwise be able to zone the offlaner, or when pushing up is dangerous, the Wind Ranger's, oh never mind. Which is not the case. We're not really zoning out the Wind Ranger, so she's always in the lane, providing some kind of pressure. Oh, that was really, really bad play. Again, I've played this pretty poorly, but still.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Welcome.
Yeah, like, Omni Knight is really shit in the laning phase, I think, just because he's a melee hero. Like, melee supports all have that kind of issue. The one exception I would say is, like, Treant, and that's because Treant is, like, a numerically, like, really bulky hero. Like, Tree's base attributes and shit are absolutely absurd. Oh. The phase boots wind run coming into place. Yo, she's running back into the woods, by the way, so don't get too low. Okay, I think Lumina might be dead. That's kind of unfortunate. Is he dead?
What?
What is going on here? Alright, here we go. This is such a waste of my fucking time, though, to run around the jungle trying to protect the Omni Knight. If I had less faith in Lunden, I would just let him die. Like, if this were solo queue, I would let him die, but it's not. Look, he healed me. Such value. What a player, making my game so much easier.
Quit your mumbling. I think I can raise my altitude now.
But I know Lunden is not a fucking retard, so I go to the jungle and stop the Wind Ranger from killing him. Oops, that was bad again. I actually like treads a lot on Gyrocopter. I'm not going to bother going into great detail as to why, because it's one of those things that I've explained like enough times. It's kind of funny though, in solo queue it's like you're almost trained to treat your supports like the retards that they are. You kind of develop, I think, some bad habits. Like in solo queue, I would rather let my support die to the offlaner and have 100 CS at 10 minutes than protect my support and have 40 CS at 10. Like, I would rather be dealing with a really strong offlaner and a feeding support if it meant that I could be strong, as opposed to like I have to stand here so I know if the Wind Ranger goes into the woods, as opposed to a feeding support. It's fine, I don't really care if you do this. I'm not playing that well myself, so I can't really complain about anything Lumen's doing. Lumen's actually not fucking me over as bad as he probably thinks he is, though. It's probably this is like one of the most manageable heroes for like getting partial pulls, because I can just walk into the woods and just call down the neutrals. So when my lane gets pushed up, it's actually not really detrimental to me.
Oh, yeah.
Now I let Lumden hold the lane for just a little bit. This way I can use my salve and Lumden gets some solo experience. As long as one of us is getting experience from the lane and one of us is farming the neutrals, then we're like using the map relatively well. That said, if Lumden were like Alina, then I would have 100 CS at the 10-man mark this game, and the Wind Ranger would be level 2 or something. But Omni Knight is a really, really nice hero outside of the laning phase because he can keep you alive really, really well. And Gyrocopter is a hero that requires, I think, a great deal of protection. We might need a gank. Who's our ganker, guys? Is it Omni Knight? Is he supposed to go run and slap the show? I guess you could gank with Storm Spirit, but I think on Storm Spirit it's really stupid to overvalue ganking and shit. Like, oh, I like what they do with the names, but I think on Storm Spirit it's way better to just try to get good item timings. Like your Orchid timing is so important on Storm Spirit. I played with an Ember Spirit, like the only offlane Void game I've lost. I played with an Ember Spirit that got like a 45-minute Battle Fury because he didn't farm. Fuck. Fucking Christ, I missed the siege creep, that's terrible. But yeah, it's like, he didn't value farming, he just ran around the map trying to kill people. And it's like, dude, I would really rather that you just farm your lane. Okay, I fucked up. Now this thing is going to heal itself and it's not going to stack. Fucking heal troll.
Your top tower is under attack.
Jesus, everybody's so mad. This is like very typical, every other player is kind of questionable, but very opinionated and angry. Gyro is definitely like, I don't know if Gyro is my favorite hero in this version, but if it's not my favorite hero, it's definitely up there. I fucking love Gyrocopter in this version of the game. It's also like an insanely fun hero to play on Radiant because this hero just explodes in fucking farm. Oh yeah, I definitely offlane Void. It's incredibly enjoyable, especially relative to safe lane Terrorblade. Like I said before, the majority of the games I play follow like a really similar formula I've found. Like the solo queue games tend to be somewhat similar in many regards. And the solo queue games I play is offlane Void. Generally speaking, I have at least one ally on my team that ends up becoming strong. Whereas when I play safe lane Terrorblade, every other lane loses, which makes sense if you think about it.
Deploying. Rotating.
Clarity Treads monster Invoker in my lane. Kind of spooky though, because it doesn't matter what his items are. The fact that he's a mid hero means that he's going to be stronger than me. Even if Lumden is on Omni Knight, I still want to get a BKB, because it's like, I can farm a BKB really quickly as a Gyro, and then, more importantly, it's like Lumden is not going to be at my side the entire fucking game. Oh my god, this guy has Tranquil Boots on Ursa, that is not good. I don't think Tranquil Boots is actually very good on any carry in this version. The only carry I think it would be okay on maybe would be like, what's it called? Maybe Phantom Lancer, but I think Phantom Lancer is terrible in this version of the game. Or not terrible, but he's not very good in this version, I don't think. So I wouldn't buy Tranquil Boots on Phantom Lancer because I wouldn't pick Phantom Lancer, ha ha ha. Repel me, Omni, going in. Does he not realize where the Omni Knight is? The Omni Knight isn't even in that part of the map anymore. I'm kind of enjoying this game though, because I get to play a hero that I enjoy. And my support isn't burdening me, but he's helping me, like, actually he's helping me like a decent amount. The only thing is that the support isn't able to shut down, that's a Shadowblade Alchemist. The support isn't able to shut down the, did he start his stun? Is he fucking retarded? But yeah, the support isn't able to shut down the enemy offlaner by merit of picking an Omni Knight. It's like you pick an Omni Knight, you're not going to shut anyone down because you're not going to zone anybody. I think Alchemist has always been really good against this hero. Oh, I'm dead. Oh my god, that's 4 heroes, guys. What do I do? That is awkward, I suppose. But yeah, it's like, oh wow. Not much way. Holy shit, they're all so fucking farmed? What the hell?
Your bottom
They're
tower
all
is under
these are
attack.
all tri-lane supports, and they're all level 9 with completed boots. Every single one of them. What do my tri-lane heroes have? Brown boots.
Your bottom tower
Nothing.
is
He's
under
not a tri-lane
attack.
hero.
Your
Tranquil
bottom
boots.
tower has fallen.
Whatever. Yes, Alka does indeed have a Shadow Blade. I couldn't spend my gold on anything there either. But yeah, there was nothing I could actually do to survive that gank except just not be bottom. But if I'm not bottom, it's like, I don't know. If I had my BKB, I would have survived that gank though.
Maneuvering.
But when you're essentially in a lane where it's like
I steal.
the enemy Wind Ranger is within experience range the entire laning stage, it's really hard to get like a 12-minute BKB. I would say the timing for BKB on Gyrocopter, if you just go Brown Boots Aquila, is like almost pre-10 minutes if you're Radiant. I don't actually want to fight here because there's an Enigma with a black hole and the enemies are behind us as well as in front of us.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Like, I don't actually want this at all. Like, I'm just gonna leave. The enemies are so much stronger than us, it's like impossible for us to actually team fight until I get a BKB. What is Ursa doing? Farming Ancients with his Tranquil Boots? Sick.
Wilco.
Yeah, when I offlane Void, it's actually... What is on? How is that Omni's fault? I don't know. Yeah, when you offlane Void, I think that the most important thing is just the timing of your treads. Because as soon as you get treads, it's like you just
Your middle
slaughter
tower
support
is under
heroes.
attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Come here, you.
Your middle tower is under attack.
That makes me feel a lot better. It's really fucking easy to deny towers against Wind Rangers that are using their ultimate. I don't like really casual brace around almost any hero with Terrorblade, and that's because Terrorblade has.
Yes, sir.
But this is going to be a really fucking hard game because my item timings are not that good.
Affirmative.
I would say that for most heroes, having 133 CS at 17 minutes would be okay. But for Gyro, I can have this much farm, like maybe 12 minutes, 11 minutes in the game, if the laning stage is good. But the lane was not that great. It wasn't bad though, by any means. But this isn't game-winning amounts of farm. Gyrocopter, I have really, really high standards for farming. Oh my god, all the fucking Eidolons disappeared right before the rocket came down. What do I do? What does my Storm have? No Orchid? Holy shit, he's nowhere near his Orchid. I'm just gonna take his farm. Fuck him. Fuck this nerd, right, guys?
What's that?
Does he max Q and Bash? I max Bash so that when you Chronos support heroes with your treads, you fucking destroy them. I actually think that offline Faceless Void is like super good. Like, it's not even just like a gimmick, I think it's actually viable because the hero can trade with supports really well. He's a very, very durable hero as well. So he possesses the qualities that make a good offlaner.
Deploying.
The enemies are actually not very leveled, but well, actually that's not true. The enemies are extremely fucking leveled given the context of the game. Is he gonna hold me like an asshole? No.
Yeah.
I have no idea where the enemies were there, so I'm not afraid to use the 10-second BKB to just TP away. The thing about, like, I treat the Gyrocopter BKBs is I go Brown Boots Aquila BKB a lot on Gyrocopter because the hero is so vulnerable to dying, yet he farms so quickly and needs almost nothing to actually farm. But when you get like a pre-15-minute BKB, there's like, the BKB is going to be 4 seconds before the 40-minute mark 100% of the time. Like, you're not going to have a very high duration BKB, so I use it pretty fucking liberally.
Quit your mumbling. Bingo. They call me old Tom.
I don't know if we're actually defending that building. I think
Your
it would
bottom
be
tower is under attack.
maybe defensible. It's tough to say. At the very least, we're not pushing any other lanes, so conceding. Okay, that was a really ballsy play by Storm. I don't think that was very smart.
Could be worse. Oh, wait, no, it couldn't.
That shackle, ha ha ha, I'm losing you the game, XDDD. Oh, that actually latched. There's a Lina here, so I'm just gonna BKB. Lina and Blink Dagger Enigma could have maybe killed me, I don't know. It's scary. Someone's sending the courier away from me so they can use it. But all of my BKB uses have been like really fucking ineffective, I think, for the first 20 minutes of this game. But there it's like, I don't want to risk it. I don't know where the enemies are. I know that there's a Blink Dagger Enigma who can stun me and a Lina nearby. So fuck it, I'll BKB even if I don't think it's going to be effective. Oh, the courier's getting killed. Sick. Who the fuck did that? Probably Ursa, right? Because he died top. Yeah. That's good though. I didn't want my Shadow Blade to stay alive. It is invisibility is merely a crutch for bad players.
Your bottom tower
Lion
has
buyout.
fallen.
My BKB's on cooldown, so actually pushing this building is pretty dangerous. If the enemies get the tier 2 top and then TP to kill me with Fortify.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Unfortunately, my invincibility blade, since the courier is dead, isn't going to be in my inventory for the next 2 minutes. So I have to make do with my Shadow Amulet, which is fine because I can just do this. It's like I'm a spooky goddamn ghost.
Trajectory confirmed. What's that? What's that?
Or 40 for the dead courier, guys, with my invincibility blade on it. If I had a Shadow Blade, I could kill the person who comes to defend this tower. Does this guy know you're there? Yo, what the fuck? I'm just gonna TP away, dude. You should run. I think they know you're there.
Dire structures are fortified.
Got my bearing. Repositioning. Trajectory confirmed.
Alright, we'll continue with the sad piano music and shit. After I die again. Thank God the courier is alive. Now I can go invincible. Yet again, I haven't been able to use the BKB in a team fight, but even though I'm usually really capable of team fighting early on Gyro, I can't do it this game because the enemies had like a Blink Dagger Enigma and a bunch of really fucking farmed heroes.
What's that?
Coming out of a tri-lane? Like, But normally I can slay the shit out of the enemy team really early on Gyrocopter because I get so much farm on this hero.
What's that?
That was a scouting power shot so they can find me.
Fear nothing. All systems nominal.
Nice, I actually survived. Loomed in my nigga. You can Shadow Blade during your TP.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Wow, what an asshole. Jesus.
Quit your mumbling.
Your middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are
I don't know what my item is this game, guys.
Your middle tower is under attack. The enemy's top tower has fallen.
I'm sure my item is a huge damage item of some kind, right? The real question is, am I so behind that I need to get a refresher or a rapier? I don't think so. My treads? I really prefer treads on Gyrocopter. People are gonna be like, but Barney, that's not the X-player approved build. I don't think that anyone actually plays Gyrocopter in the current version of the game very well. Except for me, guys. Ha 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 ha. No, but really though, I don't think that there's a really good Gyrocopter player on any.
Here goes nothing.
Just back away. Fuck this. Ag's Gyro is fucking awful.
Yes, sir. Bingo.
Abyssal Blade is like probably the best item on like Weaver and Gyrocopter. It's just that it's a really fucking hard item to farm, so you don't see it very often. But it's definitely the best item in the game on like Weaver and Gyro. But it's prohibitively like hard to farm due to having such an expensive component. Especially when you get Shadow Blade, the value of the item changes a lot because you can Shadow Blade onto somebody and kill them.
Your middle tower has been denied.
What's that?
This is actually a fairly normal game.
Speak
I'm
up.
really swimming in the idle of money. Yeah. Can we see if we can kill Invoker? If you roll onto him, I think he actually dies here. Careful about the Lina, because she has an Orchid, but you have to go now. Go now, go now. Oh no. That indecision
It's the humiliation.
is very costly. If we would have committed to the 2 kills, I think we could have gotten them both and then TP'd away. I was gonna just run after getting the Invoker kill, but then he rolled back in or whatever. I'm not gonna like blame him for that, because regardless of what decisions he made, I could have played that in such a way that I would have gotten away there without dying. But I committed to a decision that I didn't think was very good there, and I died. So that's on me, that's not on him or whatever. We keep going when you saw Enigma. Nah. Again, I think that Alchemist is actually super fucking good against Gyrocopter, like to the point where when Alchemist was a good hero and when Gyrocopter was like picked a lot, I think that like Alchemist was like super fucking good against Gyro, but that was because Alchemist can itemize into armor, he can out farm Gyrocopter, and the flak just doesn't kill him, and the Chemical Rage allows him to kind of just shake off like the chip damage or whatever the flak would do to him. This is probably one of the worst builds you could do against a Gyro because he only has 4 armor and he has a Mask of Madness, which means that my flak cannon is actually going to hit him for like his entire HP pool. So,
All systems nominal. Ah, right.
but I fucked up there. It's pretty important that I don't die this game because it's like there's a pretty big burden of like I have to make good decisions because I'm so strong relative to everyone else in the game. So if I do really stupid shit, then I'm gonna throw my lead and then we'll lose the game. But we'll win this game if I play it correctly. Another nice thing about what an asshole. But another really nice thing about Gyrocopter Abyssal Blade. Well, one, Abyssal Blade is just the most expensive item in the game that isn't Dagon 5, so it's just a really good item on like everybody. But it's like a 100 damage item, and it gives you HP, and the only thing you really need to buy on Gyrocopter is like HP and damage. Also, the active is really good if you have like a Shadow Blade. Also, you can disassemble Abyssal Blade for Rapier if you ever start losing really badly, so they're like a lot of minutes. 270 last hits in 30 minutes is actually not that impressive on a Gyrocopter. Like, I would say that with a lot of heroes, you look to get like farm accelerating carries, you look to get like 10 CS a minute or more. But on Gyrocopter, it's like, I think it's actually just the fastest farming hero in the entire game on Radiant. And it's like, I can get like 110 CS at like 10 minutes or something if my lane is okay. It's like, but this game I only had like 80 or 90 CS at 10 minutes because the lane was not that great. I actually don't remember what my CS at 10 minutes was. It might have even been lower than that. But it's like, I fucking love Gyrocopter on Radiant. It's really, really fun to play because you get lots of items, but at the same time, you require a great deal of protection from your supports. Does Black King Bar have like a little crown thing between the eyes? I've never noticed that. It's pretty cool. I don't know what the Sir Slacks thingy is, but if Lumden gets an Aghanims this game, it becomes really, really hard for us to actually lose fights. Yeah, 62 CS at 10 is really, really bad for a Gyro, I think. Like, really, really bad. And that's what I think I had this game. It's okay, so there's some heroes that have like really specific item timings, like Animage. And Animage has really specific item timings because he's a hero that accelerates in farm, and he's also a hero that can't really do anything other than farm in the early game. But with Gyrocopter, there aren't really distinct item timings so much so, because Gyrocopter, like, you can lose out on farm to kill the enemy heroes and stuff. So it's like you might have less farm, but the enemies have less farm too. Animage can't really do that, so Animage has really distinctive item timings. Whereas a hero like Storm Spirit doesn't really have item timings, because your games can vary so much from game to game, among other things. But this game my farm is pretty dog shit, which is meh. I'm pretty sure the Ursa just blocked the small camp, unfortunately, as he walked through the woods. So he's inadvertently occupying a great deal of space. Storm Spirit looks like he got picked off. That's not good. I think he may have been trying to make an aggressive play and then died. It's fine though, because I think the enemy item builds are not that great. Like when you play an Alchemist, a really, really high value item in general is Assault Cuirass, and the value of Assault Cuirass increases like exponentially when you're playing against a Gyrocopter because it keeps you alive from Flat Cannon, and it also keeps your team alive. I would go to farm top, but Lumden, no, not Lumden, the Ursa's making his way there. But yeah, Assault Cuirass is really, really important, I think, in Alchemist versus Gyro. It's just like I would compare the value of Assault Cuirass in Alch versus Gyro to the value of maybe like a Basher in Nyx versus Alch. No, this is safe lane Gyro. If I queue with people, I think that safe lane carry is really tolerable, especially if I'm playing with good support. Damn, that Eidolon gold, guys. So I'm not even going to have a buyout this game, just because I need the completed Abyssal Blade more than I need a buyout. Double damage rune could be useful. If I had a completed Abyssal, it would be much more useful. Oh, the enemies are going to get the double damage now with their Aegis of Immortal. So the Alch got the Aegis and then Shadow Bladed out of the pit. That's what happened there. But for whatever reason, they didn't pick up the DD. So I have my Abyssal Blade now in the Courier, and hopefully Lungden will have his Ags before the enemies push. He's really, really close to it. It'll make a big difference in the upcoming fight. The difference between an Omni-Knight with normal ultimate and Ags ultimate is tremendous, because he can position really far back normally, but if he doesn't have the Ags, then the radius on his ultimate is actually kind of small. What is it actually? 600 radius. God damn, that is really low. Now my CS right now isn't really inflated because the value of an Eidolon is actually pretty similar to the value of a normal creep. It's just that normally by this stage in the game I could have so much more farm. I don't know why my ancients are missing. I think someone must have blocked them. I think the enemies are going to just 5-man bottom lane, so I'm just going to continue pushing up mid. At the very least I've seen 3 enemies bottom, so there's no reason for me to be too afraid. My Ursa should be careful though. I mean, he knows that there are 3 enemy heroes bottom, so if he dies here, it's really fucking retarded of him. Okay, he's gonna die here.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Reposition it.
Can you go to the base and slow them down?
Dire's structures are fortified.
Storm Spirit doesn't do any damage to buildings, so I don't really value his presence in a split push. I need a fucking strong hero at my base to slow down the enemies.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower has fallen.
I think we're gonna win this game though, because the enemies are fucking up pretty hard.
What's that?
Could you get the alchemy away from these warriors?
Diverting.
The only detection this Wind Ranger has is dust, so I can potentially get on top of her and kill her if she's really fucking bad, but she has to be really stupid for me to do that, I think. If my Abyssal Blade isn't up, it's tough. Oh, am I dead? Now I'm dead. I knew that the enemies were nearby, so that was just really, really bad play. I have a buyout though. The Treads Eidos Invoker has slain me, but that was actually rather curious. I knew that there was at least the what's it called? Like the other 2, but I didn't expect that the Wind Ranger would still be there, and it's the Hex that really fucked me there. Two of my 3 deaths are very, very bad this game though, like preventable. Like that was a pretty shitty death, and then the other death where I died around here was pretty shitty too. Like if I played this game better, I could have 1 to 0 deaths, and then this game would be pretty easy. Yeah, I played one game today where it's like, or the only game where I've lost, the only game where I've lost offlane Void was because it was so funny. Like both of the mid players were just like trying to gank instead of farming, and it was like, what the fuck? Mid lane was literally empty for like a full 3 minutes, and it was like, Jesus.
Quit your mumbling.
Fear nothing.
Incoming!
Defensive jungle wards, guys. This is a defensive jungle ward. Nope. That's a
Well, I guess from up here.
that's a rune ward at the 40-minute mark.
Welcome.
At this stage in the game, Refresher is way better than Butterfly because I have so many active items and abilities.
Yeah. Start.
Whoa, what'd I miss?
That might look like a wasted BKB, but it's really not because there was an Alacrity Eidolon, and the Wind Ranger didn't show herself on the map. Or not the Wind Ranger, but Delina for a second. When I do actual commentary, I don't know. I stream because I enjoy it. Like, I don't know how much I would enjoy casting. The only thing that I haven't really tried actual casting aside from something that I casted with Shiver a long time ago, where I think there was like 0 casting synergy, and it was like the opposite of a Tastosis duo or something. But no, it's like the only things that I really have enjoyed casting are the female Southeast Asian Dota League, because all of the players are female Southeast Asian Dota players that are very, very bad to the point where a Weaver goes like 11-0 against a fucking tri-lane. And then another thing that I enjoyed casting was viewer in-houses, because everyone is like female Southeast Asian Dota tier.
Fight! Come here, you! Heads up! Yes, sir!
Rosh is not up. Like, the enemies had an Aegis when they pushed our base about 2 minutes ago. Being up this far is actually pretty dumb. Like, I should have used the cooldown to push the lane up, because even if I can see the enemies... Okay, there's an ACR on me.
There's not time yet.
The thing about getting an Assault Cuirass on Alchemist is that even though it's a really, really good item, because one of Alchemist's biggest weaknesses is low armor, and one of his biggest strengths is that he reduces the enemy armor, it's like, also Alchemist is a hero that you don't usually want to, like a lot of the time when you're fighting an Alchemist, if he gets a lot of items, you want to kill his team and then kill the Alchemist last. So Assault Cuirass helps to buff up your team. It's a sick, nasty Alchemist item for like 50 different reasons, but it does make, if you have a Shadow Blade, it makes your ganking a lot less subtle, because you can see the AC aura pretty clearly.
Got my bearings. This bucket of boat still has a few surprises in her.
As long as I have enough reliable gold for a buyout,
Big
I can just spend my unreliable gold on items. The entire map is pretty dangerous right now. I suspect the enemies are like here, and here.
bingo.
Confirmed. They are in fact there and there. I'll probably call down the creep wave here and then back away. It's pretty fucking dangerous to continue to be there. I don't see any enemies on the map, and I have okay vision around the center of the map.
Come on, you.
I don't consider this to be a very valuable ward though, in 40 minutes. A lot of people that don't really understand dynamic warding, just place rune wards really generically for the entire game.
Got my bearings.
This alchemist is not going the items that I think he needs to go in order to actually win this game.
What's that?
I want to like kill one more enemy hero so that I have enough reliable gold for a buyout, so I can just spend my unreliable gold. But if I Shadow Blade up this hill and this invoker has a gem, I'm gonna die.
Welcome.
There's an invoker here, 100%. Okay, there was an invoker here. Fuck you.
What's that? Rotating. Open fire!
The enemy's top tower has fallen.
Well, now I have enough reliable gold for buyout, which is nice. So that means I can spend 3,700 gold
What?
on non-buyout items. Because now I have buyout and
Systems not.
the item that I need to actually just crush the enemy team. Alright, let's fuck them up, nerds. Let's do it.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I fucked up my Abyssal Blade there and Abyssal Bladed a creep, but it's okay. But that was like a...
Roshan has fallen to the radiant.
Meanwhile, Ursa Warrior... Yeah, that Abyssal and a creep, guys. That was not good, but
Trajectory.
you know, sometimes you drop the ball. Sometimes you Abyssal Bladed creep, sometimes you Doom and creep. Why Refresher? It's definitely the best 4th or 5th gyrocopter item. Again, I don't think that anyone else plays gyrocopter, so no one has a very valid opinion on like itemization for gyrocopter. But if you look at my inventory, it's like I have 4 active spells, and I have a bunch of active items as well. So it's like double Shadow Blade, double BKB, double Abyssal Blade, double Flak, double Call Down, and double Homing Whistle.
Reposition it.
The enemy's middle barracks has fallen.
Oh, ho, 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 ho.
The enemy's top tower has fallen. The enemy's top tower.
I'm gonna die, but I have a buyout, so it doesn't really matter. Also, all of my shit is gonna be up in 25 seconds. So this is where I just kind of casually use the restroom and come back in like 40 seconds and see if I need to buy out. Alright, I'm back. This is where I probably have to buy out. I don't know where the enemy is. Okay, yeah, I have to buy out.
Your middle tower is under attack.
I have a refresher, so it's not like wasting BKB is actually a thing. It doesn't really matter. Did I wash my hands? No, man, I rushed.
Affirmative. Maneuvering.
So the next best item for me would be Satanic, because I don't have a... Like, Butterfly wouldn't be as valuable as a Satanic because I have a Refresher. Yet another reason the Refresher is so nice, having double a Satanic. But since I had to buy out there, if I get killed, we actually can potentially lose the game. So this game has to last probably another 5 minutes if we want to win cleanly and safely. Okay, I can't help him because if I die, then the enemies are going to get 1 to 2 racks possibly thrown.
Got my bearings.
I'm going to chill behind this tree, which is really far away from mid, because if I die, it's bad. The pro tips for Alchemist.
Your middle tower is under. The enemy's bottom tower has fallen. Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has fallen.
A Venn diagram.
Diverting. What's that?
Honestly, probably Satanic before Refresher. No, the items serve a completely different purpose.
What's that?
But generally speaking, I would get Satanic before Refresher if I wasn't behind. But if I'm behind, I just need to get sick nasty amounts of damage so that I can carry my team. Yeah, it's pretty nice because the Repel and the Omni Idol give me a lot of confidence. Heroes like Silencer and Omni-Knight with Ags, not necessarily Silencer with Ags, but just the Silencer global ult. It's like, they're really, really decent against teams that have initiation like Enigma, because you should never get caught in the black hole if you're playing a Silencer, and you should never get caught in the black hole if you're playing an Omni-Knight, because Omni-Knight can just fucking AFK in the well.
Speak up. What's that? Turn it back. Here's my attention. Rotating. Ah, damn it. What?
Made another stream like XXX420 Terror Dude 666 XXX so that I could show my friends, like people that I have known for a long time on the internet, like the general pace of my Terrorblade games. I didn't want most people to watch them because I was so miserable when I played them, but every fucking game was the same shit, and none of them were particularly fun.
Roger.
But it's like,
Reposition it.
so those weren't games that I really wanted people to watch, to be honest. And I closed that stream because I'm done playing Terrorblade and solo queue. Terrorblade is by far the, like the strongest safe lane solo, or safe lane hero, honestly. He's just by far the strongest safe lane hero I've ever played. Like, he's, I think, blatantly overpowered, in fact. Yet, it was still really hard to win Terrorblade games.
Maneuvering.
Yeah, it's funny because in a competitive game, Lumen would probably just, like, actually sit in the well at this point. Because he's not going to escalate in power, and no other items he's going to acquire are going to matter at all.
Diverting. Satanic.
Yeah, I'll just be waiting at the well.
Ah, damn it.
But I closed the Terror Dude stream. Is this 1k MMR build? Dude, you've been like coming in here to just fucking be an asshole for a pretty long time. But I don't really ban anybody, and I don't I'm not gonna ban you or whatever, but like I don't know, man. How the fuck do you do that? How do you be so hateful so constantly? You know? Like it's actually an impressive amount of asshole that you are.
Storm force, double damage.
YOLO. Man, I disablated the 70s mid thing, but so we've won the game. We could hit the throne, we could hit the racks, doesn't matter. I'm gonna hit the gold pinatas so I can inflate my gold per minute. Stat pad a little bit.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen. The enemy's bottom barracks has fallen. The enemy's bottom barracks has fallen. You now have mega radiant victory.
Jeez, it's so cinematic now, guys. Look at that. Wait, action. Who the fuck is Action Slacks, guys? People keep mentioning this guy, but it's not like anybody can invent like a build that's intuitive and good. Because I'd say that Ag's Refresher Omni-Knight is actually intuitive because there's no other like 10,000 gold item combination that's gonna make you that impactful. Whereas something like Refresher Gyro is actually not intuitive. I've never seen anybody but me do this. To the point where I looked at Dota buff, and before I started doing this on stream, only 300 people had like done it or whatever. Like I don't think you can 10 letters. Okay. I'll just give him 5 stars. This is like new and interesting, I would say. I don't want to rate that guy poorly. Have him lose his I'm just gonna give him 5 stars just because I don't know what the impact of the survey is. Action Flack is a faggot who isn't funny and probably fat. Oh, okay. Some guy from Reddit? Okay. Everyone's bad and gay but me. Who is this? That's a funny name. Tag people in shit to play all night and babysit the least retarded person on their team. That sounds like really like you're just gonna make yourself into a burden. Let's call it the Barney build, dude. If people ever pick on like Gyrocopter and build Refresher, I guarantee you people will call it the Barney build though, because it's like nobody did this before me, and like people have seen it and commented on it. Like Wagamama has seen it and commented on it. So is TC, a bunch of other people. So it's like, yeah, the Lion actually did it in mistakes when he died. But I'm not like trying to be like, oh, this is the greatest build ever. I invented it. But like, I don't think anyone was doing it before, and I do think it is actually a good build. But I don't want to like sit there and talk about it and be like, I'm the greatest shit in the world. I invented the Refresher Gyro. You're gonna see this shit at TI5. But it is actually a really good build, I think, on the hero. But yeah, it's impossible to claim like once you buy Abyssal Blade and BKB on any hero, Refresher becomes a really high value item anyways, so it's not like you can like be like, oh, you know, like. But the thing about, I don't know, I always angle for like either late game Refresher or Abyssal Blade if I'm losing on Gyrocopter. It's the best damage. I think it's a good build. Always Satanic before? No, I don't think you can always say always Satanic before Refresher, because sometimes the biggest issue, and usually if I get usually if I do it, it's like if I get a Refresher as anything but a 5th or 6th item, it's because I'm really far behind and I get a Refresher instead of a Rapier, because I just need the raw damage, and Satanic doesn't really offer you any damage, it just keeps you alive. And it's like you get this problem where if you're really far behind and you buy like a Satanic, where it's like you drop your flak and you drop your cooldown, and then you just have absolutely no follow-up damage. Like you have no damage like afterwards. You're just like a right-click hero, and that's the issue. But with Refresher, it's like for the entire fight, you're always outputting flak or you're outputting spells. Bloodseeker Science. I like Bloodseeker, but I actually think Bloodseeker is surprisingly legitimate now. But because you can BKB yourself after you amp your own damage. Like, my Bloodseeker builds revolved around amping your own damage and stacking certain attributes and things. But they were never very, like, viable, I think, in good player games because you need a BKB on a melee hero that doesn't have any spells, like Bloodseeker. So they were never actually, I think, like, viable against good players. But now that you can, like, BKB after you've amped your own damage, I think that it might be viable. But I haven't really played Bloodseeker recently enough to have any real opinion on the matter, so. Should have paid for his new computer trip to Seattle for TF4. Yeah, I think Undying is probably the worst hero now, in my opinion. Because he's so niche, like, he wins lanes really hard, but then he just doesn't do anything out of the laning phase. Like, the only instance where I think that Undying is okay is when you run it with, like, a Spectre or in a really specific aggro tri-lane, where you're doing some kind of gimmick where you're, like, winning the game at, like, 20 minutes, or you're running it with, like, a Spectre where they cover for each other's weaknesses really well. Like, Spectre sucks ass in the lane, but does really well outside of it. If he gets items, Undying is the other way around. We're gonna tab back in. Oh, okay. Safe Lane Nature's Prophet? I don't know. I think Safe Lane Nature's Prophet, like, the issue would be that Nature's Prophet it can farm anywhere. Yeah, I'm not actually too... What is this shit, Wagga TC? Wagga said that it was a good build and that the results spoke for themselves. TC said that Refresher would be a good 5th or 6th item on Gyro, but I get it as a 4th item, so I don't know. More Dwarny 2 content? I don't know. Going to TI4? I don't know about TI4. Like, I was really... I went to TI3, but I didn't stay there for very long because I went with my brother, and my brother is like... He doesn't really play Dota or watch Dota, and he didn't have a ticket. And I didn't really, like... I don't want to say, like, I didn't want to go with my brother or whatever, but I knew that this would happen, where we go to Seattle, and then he can't get into the event, and then it's like, I would seem like an asshole if I, like, just sat in the event and made him go do shit in Seattle. So we just kind of did shit in Seattle together, and it was pretty fun. So I had fun, but I didn't really, like, attend the event for the entire time, which is regrettable. Like, you know, I got to, like, meet, like, EGM and stuff, and I went on EGM's player pass, so it would have been really assholeish to not meet him and stuff. And I got to meet most of the people that I wanted to meet in real life, I suppose. There were some people that I wanted to meet, but I didn't want to seek them out, I suppose. I don't know. I wasn't at the venue for too long. So, but for TI4, it's like, I was going to scalp a ticket, which is like hundreds of dollars, but money isn't too valuable to me because I have very, very few expenses. But then I realized that, like, next year, I'm going to be going to OSU, so I'm going to have to actually... Like, money is going to become valuable to me, so it's like, I don't know. I'm on the border. The only thing that actually... This sounds really fucking petty, so I'm tempted to just not say it, but, like, so many people are going to TI4 for free that I'd feel like a bitch if I spent hundreds of dollars to scalp a ticket, where it's like so many other people that are not even, like, prominent community members are essentially going for free because people are paying for their trips or Valve is inviting them and shit. So, yeah. That's on Radiance Terrorblade? I don't like Radiance Terrorblade at all. I think it's fucking, like, really shitty now. I also don't like Radiance Phantom Lancer either. I think that that's also pretty shitty. The problem with Radiance Terrorblade builds now, especially, I think Radiance Terrorblade builds were okay if you used to go like Yasha, then Radiance, which sounds unique because most heroes don't build to Radiance like that, but it was okay in the previous version. Now it's, like, I think really shitty because you have, like, you're like a 600 HP hero with the Radiance. Sick. It said you could already BKB after Blood Rage that you spawn it changes. Interesting. I actually never really played too much Bloodseeker, but I had my build for Bloodseeker, and I rarely lost with it, but I rarely actually played the hero. So it's like, I didn't have enough of a sample size to make a strong argument. It was like one of those builds that I thought was good, But the thing about Bloodseeker is that Bloodseeker is one of those heroes where I think the hero is actually pretty solid, but every single time I see somebody else play Bloodseeker, they do okay because the hero is, I think, pretty nice, and then they just lose because they build really shitty items like Dagons and Force Staffs and stuff like that, which I don't think is very good. Crit Rush Clinks? I don't know. I think that the way that, if you want to watch Clinks, I would recommend looking up this guy called Toy Soldier. He's probably the best Clinks player. Yeah, I suppose that's true, Howie, but if you want to, like, talk about heroes, it's like... some heroes are just generally, like, really good. Like, Storm Spirit is, like, I think a really good hero because he does almost everything better than most heroes do anything. And then you have heroes like Invoker that are, like, really good too, like, generally speaking. Whereas some heroes are, like, so niche and they don't even perform their niche that well, so... Why are people doing this fucking terrible 3-1 build on Void? I'm not too sure. I think masking your bash is very intuitive on Void. I also don't think, unless you're offlaning Void, I don't even think that a value point in Backtrack is that good. People are so fucking stupid about, like, value points. People vastly overvalue a single point in Dispersion and a single point in Backtrack. 1 point in Dispersion is probably one of the shittiest value points in the game, and people only think it's good because they look at, like, the description. They're like, oh, 10% EHP, Meredith's 800 health FXD. But it's like, test it in a private lobby. You don't disperse, you don't even, like, the dispersion just gets out regened by heroes, like, by their default regen. It's like the extra HP is not noticeable in any way. And then with Void, people are like, but Barney, like, if I do a 2-0-4 build on Void, and then I die, there's always going to be some fucking retard in Twitch chat that's like, Barney, you would not have died if you had level 1 Backtrack. And it's like, dude, I would have leaped 200 units less far. I would have slowed someone's attack speed 50% less. I don't know. It's whatever. I sometimes I don't like doing builds that people are too non-standard because people have, like, really strong opinions about things they don't know shit about. I like Seattle. Seattle's pretty cool. I actually had fun in Seattle with my brother, but I didn't get to spend too much time at the event. So, how old am I? I am 21. Damn, look how fucking cinematic this is. Oh god, Lampercat's another team. If he goes to my lane, I'm gonna fucking kill them. I'm so immersed. That's on PA mid. I think PA mid is pretty good in pubs because it's not even just good in pubs. I think it's just okay in general. But in pubs, it's really good because what happens is, oh, this sucks. I can't open up the scoreboard to see who's muted or not. So, that makes dodging really hard. I don't mute people because they use the mic or whatever. I mute people because they're, like, fucking, like...
All pick.
Oops, that was not intentional, but whatever. I like Gyro anyways. Are we Radiant or Radiant? It's whatever. But yeah, it's like, I mute people because I never want to play a game with them ever again. So, like, sometimes you get someone that is, like, really shitty, but they're not just shitty, they're, like, fucking assholes, and they're, like, they give up, or they intentionally feed, or they're, like, planted on your team to intentionally lose. And then I'll mute those people so that if I ever see them again at the start of a game, I can just leave, but I can't do that anymore. Meh. But yeah, PA mid is really good, especially in pubs, because in pubs, it's like every lane that isn't you is going to lose if you're like 5k plus. But yeah. It's like, so when you play a mid hero in a pub, it's like everyone, but like your carry isn't going to be very reliable. So you have to, like, that's why you see all people like fearing E. They don't ever play safe lane carries because safe lane sucks ass in solo queue. But they also, when they play mid, they always pick a carry because if they pick a normal mid hero, then they're going to lose because their carry won't be reliable. Whereas Phantom Assassin can actually carry. I think this guy seems like an asshole because he has an asshole name. He's calling mid, he's going a dumbass item build, and then he's doing the asshole thing where he's like, buy me items.
What's that?
Hey Bloodseeker, can I farm the bottom lane, buddy?
Come on.
I'm tempted to just abandon this game if this guy wants to farm my lane. Because I don't think teal or blue are going to be very good. Because Fact Fiction is like 5500 MMR, and then everyone else in the party is 5k plus, which means that the other people on our team are probably very low MMR. This seems like a rather low MMR OD build, or a very low skill OD build. And this is a really low skill carry build. There's actually no hero that I ever think that Stout Shield Quelling Blade Tangos is actually a good starting build. This is a really bad starting build. I only see this on bad players. Stout Shield Quelling Blade Tangos, Because it's a 1 regen build, which is already has like overt weaknesses, and it has 0 plus stats, so it's just really good. Or really, really bad, rather. Hold on.
Got my bearings. So much for being retired.
I just want to catch up on the chat. I was looking and responding to virtually everything,
I
so...
have visual.
Oh, wait, what? Is my Bloodseeker jungling, guys? I thought he was jungling.
Affirmative.
Doesn't look like he's jungling.
Diverting.
4th game already playing with so much players with wins.
Heat up.
Nice. Okay, I hope this guy goes to jungle. Okay, he's going to jungle, I think. No? Okay, he is. Is he not? He seems to be auto-attacking enemy creeps. That's not the jungle.
Expect some turbulence.
Okay, so he was just going to take 1 creep from me and prevent me from being able to static the lane. This is actually really shitty because the offlaner would stay level 1 for a really long time because I could pull the lane back and static it, like creep control and such. But I can't do that anymore because the Bloodseeker attacked the enemy creep, which means that the offlaner is going to get lots of experience. And now he's just going to come to my lane and hit my creeps. So I'm not going to be able to, like, I just wanted to play this hero again so that I could have... So I could have like 100 CS at 10 so I could show you guys that it's possible.
Bingo. Ah, well, what's that?
Yeah, Lumden's a good friend, guys. Look at that. He just dodges the game so I don't have to play with the auto-attacking auto-attacking Bloodseeker. Okay, so I remember when I was first playing Heroes of Newerth, there was a hero called Warbeast that's really similar to the current Lycan. And people would do this thing where they didn't start in the jungle, but they would just like hit the creeps in the safe lane, then they would get level 3, and then they would just like go to the jungle. And it was so fucking game losing because you were just ensuring, because okay, when you do that, what you're doing is, one, you can't run a dual offlane if you have like a jungle hero, right? Or you can, but you're leaving, like, I don't know, like, basically if you jungle anything, then your lanes are weaker as a trade-off because you have one less hero on the map. So it was like the most game-losing thing I'd ever seen because it meant that your offlane would lose, and then you would hit the creeps in your safe lane, so your safe lane would lose, and then they would use the courier to deliver items, so their mid would lose. So it was like, they were ensuring that all 3 of their lanes would lose, but people would still do that for, like, all of Heroes of Newerth. Like, I remember I even got to, like, 1800, like, PSR games, and people were still doing it, and I was like, what the fuck, man? Yeah, when you queue with 3 5k plus MMR people, then the other people on your team are like really, really like low MMR, so you get games like that. Yeah, EG or loomed in the next EGM just tanked the shit game. Thank God I didn't want to play that game. Yeah, a 4-mantle mid hero and a fucking auto attacker. Jesus. Give everyone else abandons, dude. I don't care. I'm pretty sure that me, in fact, would rather have an abandon than our time wasted. Am I supposed to help you to take a TFR? I already did, but they're making it like really hard to like get tickets these days. And Blitz already helped me to get a ticket to the last international, so he's helped me a lot already. So it's like I don't want to ask him for anything else. And it's really, really hard to get tickets this year because they've restricted player passes and stuff a lot. Like last year, it was really, really easy to get on people's player pass, and this year, like all the people, like Valve wouldn't even give anyone on Zephyr like player passes for other people. They only gave like the actual players the tickets or whatever, which is like, yeah. However, my offlane Faceless Void adventure is going incredibly well, like really, really well. In general, every single game, just like the Terrorblade games, every single game is really really similar. Except the difference is that like instead of every lane losing, every lane kind of breaks even or just barely loses. Like it's actually really 50-50. Like or no, it's not 50-50 at all rather. Like basically 100% of the time the lanes will do better than they used to do when I would pick Terrorblade. So if it's like I go offlane, like I never die in the offlane, so the offlane doesn't lose. And generally speaking, the enemy's support hero will fuck over their carry like really bad, and I'll be like level 6 when both of the enemy heroes are level 4, and then I'll just chrono a support, and then it's like every single time it happens, and they always die. And then even the Faceless Void offlane games where I play really bad, which is every single Faceless Void offlane game because I'm not too good at it yet, it's like, even then, I still win games that it's like I play poorly and I win, whereas with Terrorblade, it's like I'm playing what I consider to be the most broken safe lane hero in the game, and I play like shit, and like, or I mean, with Terrorblade I play really really well, and like, I lose, and then with offlane Void, it's like I play like shit and I win, so it's like, wow, sick. What should they go jungle and add a weed? You know, I don't actually mind when Sand Kings do that, though. When Sand Kings just tax your lane for level 3. Because it's like, at least I know that's the extent of the burden that they're going to place on me. Like, the Sand King is going to take 500 experience from my lane, which sucks, but then he's actually going to get a lot of farm and be relevant. But it's really annoying when you get like a Bloodseeker jungle that just fucking like autos your creeps and then walks into the woods. And it's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you're going to make my lane lose, like harder than someone that takes, yeah. 1800 Han and Amar, 20-minute Mock and Alkbone's Wild Soul? Yeah, but Wild Soul Jungle was actually sick as fuck in Heroes of Newerth, dude. Like, Wild Soul Jungle and Han was way better because he got the root at level 3, so it actually wasn't bad. Whereas it was like, where it's like Lone Druid Jungle is actually pretty shitty in Dota.
All pick.
Oh, how cool. Makes a sunder sound when he comes out. Oh, sick. Yeah, you don't actually get low priority if your teammates abandon, so it doesn't actually matter. I can't even speculate on Draskell turning down the international because I don't know all of the details. Like, but that said, it's like, I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything. But Draskell, I think, is a pretty solid caster compared to other casters, so I will say that. I like Draskell's casting more than I like the casting of a lot of other people in the community, so. Do you believe in force 50%? No, not at all. I can get more than 50% win rate solo queuing. I can do it playing with other people. It's not a thing. That said, though, you do get huge burdens on your team, so it's like Valve is trying to force you to 50%, but you just fight back against it, you know? Like, look at like when Wagamama plays with like 6700 MMR. Every single game, the average MMR of his teammates is 3900, and the average MMR of his enemies is 4500. Except Wagamama can win games because he understands the secret, which is that everybody but him is shit.
The wise flee my footfalls. I run afoul.
So I don't actually need this many tangos. I would never do this item build if I were solo queuing because it's like the reaction that it would prompt from my allies would be so negative that the advantage that I get from doing a good item build that looks really stupid would be like it would lose me games more than it would help me. It's the same reason I don't do like triple bracer and solo queue. But I actually think this is a decent item build, but I would only do it if I was queuing with the party.
I steal ahead.
Yeah, this is not an item build I would normally do. But the thing about Terrorblade is that you don't actually need a Stout Shield or a Quelling Blade at the start. But you do need like at least +5 strength, so I think that Terrorblade item starting builds are like really, really unique, I think. Like much more so than any other hero. So it looks fucking retarded, but I assure you this is actually legit. Also, I don't think that, like, I don't know, Terrorblade is so much different than every other hero in that regard. Terrorblade doesn't need a Stout Shield at the start, he doesn't need a Quelling Blade, he doesn't need a Salve. So, itemization is much different than any other hero. Yeah, I just gave tangos to my teammates. Yeah, well, I watched the Terrorblade Matrice jungle shit, And that's what kind of inspired me to actually play Terrorblade in solo queue, because my biggest concern was what I do if my lane is shit. And then it was like, oh, that's right, you can just jungle. But I don't think triple Wraith Band is very good, because you're not buying triple Wraith Band for the agility. You're buying triple Wraith Band, okay. You're buying triple Wraith Band for the strength, really. It's not like Terrorblade needs the damage of triple Wraith Band. This is going to be a shitty lane, though, because the enemy's dual lane is actually just stronger than ours.
The forest is mine. Fear comes for you. They cannot hide.
Oh, it's a tri-lane, dude. Just be careful.
Walking tall.
Terrorblade tends to prompt like a really, really strong reaction from the enemy team, because it's like the same thing as like a Phantom Lancer. He gets like hate trained really hard because nobody likes playing against a fucking Terrorblade that gets farmed. Which means my farm this game is probably going to be dog shit. I don't know, I'm pretty sure that you don't jungle and that I do instead. What I'll probably do this game is when my Metamorph comes back up, I'm just going to go jungle. Because I'm not going to get very much farm in this lane, so it's not going to be worth me staying. And if we don't have any vision, then Coddle actually is like super good in aggressive tri-lanes if you have no vision, I think. Because there's like, he can just sit in the fog and blast me. Okay.
Blood is the sweetest.
I guess we've won the lane because the Coddle is fed, but... The Coddle ran under the tower and then got killed by Linden.
My gaze is the measure of all things.
I have to play really, really cautiously here. I'm gonna get absolutely, like, really bad farm in the laning stage this game.
Cut and run. Tis a solemn undertaking.
Going to last hit. I don't think you can judge the last hitting here because it's not like I'm fucking in an empty lane last hitting, you stupid Mongoloid. It's like, there are 3 enemy heroes in my lane and there's a Coddle that's sitting in the fog. There's a Weaver that can Sakuchi onto me and then run me down. There's an Earth Spirit that can slow me and stun me. Like, I can't just sit there and farm safely. And if I'm under the tower, what normally I'd have to do if I was a 62 base damage hero is I'd have to pre-hit every single creep twice. I can't fucking pre-hit creeps twice under the tower, you dumbass. Because if I pre-hit a creep under the tower, I'm gonna get fucking killed by a Coddle. So you can't, like, look at this game and make any kind of fair judgment about, like, last hitting mechanics because it's not a fucking empty lane, you retard. It's a lane that has 3 enemy heroes that are much stronger than me.
Aggrandizement increases. Almost growth.
I'm not really mad, but it's like sometimes you get like the Twitch viewer pro tips, and it's like there are like 2 people commenting on like the last hitting. It's like, dude, are you like looking at this? Like, there's a Coddle that's in the fog 100% of the time, shooting fucking blasts, running under my tower and auto attacking me and dying. Like, how do you look at this game and be like, wow, those last hitting mechanics are pretty bad? It's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, this isn't like a lane. This is like, this would be like looking at like a melee hero trying to farm up against like an axe tri-lane and being like, wow, you're supposed to have this much farm. It's like, no, there's no item timing when you're up against an aggressive tri-lane.
Hitting my stride.
But to be fair, I'm not actually like super mad or upset. Like I'm doing the strong reaction for the humor, you know. I'm just rusing you guys, you know. You're being rused. It's not salty.
A crushing skirmish.
My party doesn't flame anyone. That's total bullshit. I flame people all the time.
Watch them flee. My eminence grows.
Alright, so I'm getting Coddle blasted. Ow.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Coin of the realm. I will hurt you.
Don't worry, team, I'm owning. That's good to hear. Because my farm is going to be really bad.
You see me.
This is a game where I'm going to have to recover farm outside of the laning phase because my farm in the laning phase is not going to be very good. I might actually do a differing item build than what I normally do this game too. Just because my farm is going to be so shitty that I need to... And I think that my offlane is going to win like really hard because he's solo up against the Slark, which is like heavily advantaged for Tidehunter. Well, actually, I wouldn't say that's heavily advantaged for Tidehunter at all, but I would say that that's... Like, I would say that being any melee hero up against a Tidehunter has its disadvantages.
Under attack.
because you can get anchor smashed and Tidehunter has a base damage advantage. And then with a base, see I can't even get that last hit because the Coddle can be charging another blast. Nope, he blasted Lumden instead, thank god. So yeah, Tidehunter has killed the Slark now twice. Even if it's like an advantage lane for Tidehunter, god damn, this is so annoying. Even if it's an advantage lane for Tidehunter, I don't think that the Slark should ever die. It's just that the Slark will lose out in last hits because... See, a lot of the time I wouldn't even get Sunder at 6 because I'm like a 600 HP pool hero, so I'm not going to be able to get meaningful Sunders. But in this game I'm going to because I think the enemies are going to dive me. I just have to kind of watch the creep line. I wish I could farm those. Oh my god, that's so cool. They made the fucking zooming look better, so I can like. I wish I could farm those creeps. I'll watch. No, gotta run behind the tree. Oh, Coddle's gonna auto me too. Yeah, get that farm weaver. I'm like a fucking farm voyeur. Yeah, hit those creeps, you dirty, dirty bug. What a cool statue. Look at my last hitting mechanics. So this is so bad. I could be getting this farm right now, guys.
Give way.
Just so you guys know, I'm going to miss last hits under the tower too because I still have 71 base damage, which means that I can't kill the creeps in one hit if the tower hits them, and I can't pre-hit them twice. So I'm not going to get any of the CS under the tower, guys. It's because I'm so bad at last hitting. Ha ha ha. Am I dead? I'm not dead. Alright, you hold the lane now, Linden. It's all you, champ. So I'm going to just use this Metamorph to jungle, because there's no way that I'm going to be able to get anything done in the lane with this Metamorph. You can get the farm here if you want, dude. I just want to use my Metamorph to accomplish something. You can still help me farm this, I don't care.
Enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
I don't care if the Axe gets these last hits. Like, he's the jungler or some shit, I don't care. Like, he needs this space this early. Like, I just want to be able to do something with my time on the map, as opposed to just sitting under my tower,
Your
like
top
watching the
tower
enemies.
is under attack.
Because previously I wasn't doing anything. I was just watching the enemies CS, and that's like not a very... Yo, top is missing. Or never mind. Okay, so top is gonna get dove, I think, because there are 4 heroes top. This is why I'm not farming top, because there are 4 fucking heroes in the top lane waiting to just dive. This may end up killing Lumden though. Alright, so Tidehunter's coming. Does he have Ravage? Yeah, he has Ravage.
Your top tower is under attack.
Was unnecessary.
That was a pretty bad dive from the enemy team. I'm gonna do a build that I've actually never done on Terrorblade ever, but I think it might have some merit. But this, I don't have much comment on this build because I've never done it. So, but since I'm not itemizing out of my really low HP pool, I'm just gonna die to anything. So I may as well.
Mask of madness.
But again, I have no comment on this build because I've never actually tried it. So it's whatever. What a retard.
I will protect my blade, why don't you?
But obviously with these items, my ability to fight enemy heroes is going to be like really low. Like I can't actually fight enemies with this build, but I can farm I think really fast, so we'll see.
Your top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Your top tower is under attack. Your top tower has been denied.
I'm very well aware of Mitrice. I think Matrice is a pretty solid player. In fact, more than a pretty solid player. Matrice is really fucking good. Man, I'm killing the wrong creep. I should be killing the satyr. Oh no, why did it blast me? Why are there 3 units here? Okay, I'm actually gonna run because those things don't blast unless there are 3 units. I'm not actually okay. Interesting. Okay, so how that works is neutral camps don't cast their abilities unless there are 3 units around, but corpses will count as units. I was really scared there because I didn't see a 3rd unit, but maybe the corpse of my illusion. That's iffy. Go anchor smash that to death. My babies.
I run afoul. Cut and run. Shriek when you see me. Cursed be, I steal ahead.
So you're going ham, yeah.
Cursed be.
Your middle tower is under attack.
I think you still remember that? No, I think that what you're thinking of is Matrim. Like I know Blitz plays with Matrim. I don't know if Blitz actually plays with Matrice.
Dispossessed. Wise. Flee my pitfalls. I run afoul. On the move.
Alright, so that Weaver is not the same level as me, but he's stronger than me, I think. Just because my build is a build that leaves me with like...
My stride.
It leaves me weak, let's just say that.
'Tis an I will find them. None will escape. Stalking. Casablas. This morning now follows the Dota of the self-righteous. The forest is mine. You are nothing. I will not be stopped.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Dark commerce. Give way. Watch them flee.
Think of Jugabilly as a player? I think Jugabilly is actually a really good player. Jugabilly clowns around a lot though.
I steal ahead.
He's a very good player, I think though. Good understanding of the game and such.
Watch them flee. Strike a nerve. Shriek when you see me.
He's a great player and a fearless leader.
Increases. Double fears he who fears nothing.
So as long as I don't die, the Mask of Madness is essentially pay dividends because even if my farm is still not that good, like this is all a consequence of being aggressive tri-lane against, which means that my other lanes should win.
Wise. Flee my footfalls.
And the only real weakness of the Mask of Madness is that I'm a 600 HP hero that has amplified the damage he takes by 30%, which means that I'm basically like a 400 HP hero, which means that I die to 2 abilities. But if I'm just going to fight creeps, not really a valid weakness.
Crushing skirmish. Strike a nerve.
I don't think that's a very good ward if you're on Dire. Because this is not a good ward. This would be a good ward, because it would give vision under the enemy tower. It's whatever, though. Jesus Christ, that deeps, guys. See, Lumden's probably asking the Axe if he can buy the wards, because Lumden thinks that the ward that the Axe plays is really shitty, but he doesn't want to say that, he doesn't want to offend the guy, but I will agree, that is not a good ward. Damn, Axe is fucking nerds up, though. But for the past, like, 5 or 6 minutes, like, I've had a lot of space to recover farming, so the nice thing about the Master Man is it lets me occupy a lot of space. I had no space at the start of the game, but the trade-off is that my lanes win, because the enemies are committing 3 heroes, so shutting me down. So at this stage in the game, I have, like, free reign to do whatever I want.
Hitting my stride. Cut and run. Unstoppable ownage.
Weaver did die to the solo Invoker, but the Invoker went like a Yule's Exort build. And if you time your combo right, I don't think that's a very good build, but if you time the combo right, it's actually hard to survive. Like, you can actually not even survive that even with a BKB if you time it correctly. You can prevent them from BKBing. So you can prevent the Weaver from time-lapsing or Sasushi. Timeless is a cast time, so. Weave, nigga, weave.
Fear he who fears nothing.
Again, this build leaves me utterly incapable of fighting enemy heroes, so anytime I get hit with their only TP breaking ability, which is that one, I have to run.
Demon's handiwork. Wicked ownage. Shriek when you see me. I tear you asunder. I will hurt.
The Axe probably wanted to stack this camp, but joke's on him, I want to farm it.
Hitting my stride. The keenest of my knife. I carry carnage. I tear you asunder. Strike a nerve. A demon's handiwork. Commentary on my knife. I run afoul. Fear he who fears not crushing skirmish.
I'm not too afraid of the Slark because he got wrecked in the lane, so his item progression is really low. Oh, my bad. I probably could have killed the Slark there, but I fucked up.
Depredations. None will escape.
Radiant structures
Oh, shit.
are fortified.
Alright, that guy just like got chopped by an axe with no other abilities. The axe just blinked and pressed R. That looked kind of silly.
The enemy's top tower has fallen.
If you run the aggressive tri lane though, like that, and you fail to get kills, and you fail to like really inhibit. Like, I would actually say the enemies probably even got less farm out of that lane than we did. Just because Lumden was able to farm neutrals, so is Axe.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Whatever, fuck it, I'm not even gonna continue hitting that building. Oh shit, am I dead? Is he gonna punch me? Idiot. To be fair though, I think it's actually, like, Earth Spirit is really, really hard to play. And there's this really questionable shit on Earth Spirit where it's like, if there's a rock in a player, it always places priority on the rock. Or, I mean on the player over the rock. Which makes it really, really hard to kill that guy.
Shriek when you see me. 'Tis a solemn undertaking.
Yes, and why instead of Manta? So stupid, emote. Alright, well, I guess fuck you, but in all seriousness, I really do think that Manta is generally a better item, especially for like pushing towers. But in this game, it's like a different game because there was an aggressive trialing and I had very little farm. And I can just disassemble. I can disassemble the SNY.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Oh, you are too brave, my friend.
But it's not like I'm actually fighting enemies, so...
Listen.
Alright, that guy definitely just used his... Oh, fuck. That guy definitely just used his Searing Chains, though, and then did his Sleight of Fist, which is a bit of a mismatch. That's alright, I'm not a big fan of raids.
Cut and run. Eyes flee my footfalls.
If I got hit with the Coddle Blast there, I might have... No, I would not have died, but I would have had like 90 HP. So I kind of ran away pretty early there.
Watch them flee. Your silence is golden. Demon's handiwork. Power corrupts. I'm beside myself on earth. I will hurt your foul. Give way.
Uh-oh. Okay, if that guy hit me with the chains, and then I got hit with the blast, and then Slark hit me with his spells, I would have been a fucking sad Terrorblade. I don't really play Ember, so I have no real opinion. I see a lot of Ember Spirits, though, that, like, don't know how to farm. It's pretty disappointing, because they go mid and then they just have no item progression. I think that hero can actually farm really, really fast if you do it right. But you don't really play mid heroes to farm, I suppose. Or I guess you can, I don't know. Like, item timings on a lot of mid heroes are worse when they're mid than they are when they're safe lane, but...
Path of darkness. Shriek when you see me. Dark commerce. On the move.
No.
Watch them flee. I steal ahead. 'Tis a long road. Athwart my path.
I wouldn't play Ember, because it's just not my style of hero. And, like, I think people would lose their fucking mind if I picked Ember and just tried to farm instead of killing other players. It's sort of like how I think Slark is a pretty good hero to farm with, but, like, he's a pretty fast farmer, but people don't generally farm with Slark, so when you do, people just get really upset at you.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Like, wow, Slark hitting the creeps and not the enemy players? It's like, it doesn't even matter if I have, like, a disgusting amount of farm. People just, they just
The
lose their
enemy's
fucking
middle
mind.
tower has fallen. The enemy's bottom tower has fallen. The enemy's bottom base has fallen. Your top tower is under attack.
Like people like when I would play like one position Slark in matchmaking, people would just like lose their minds until they saw pro players do it, and then they'd be like, "Oh wow, one position Slark is so good." Oops, I meant to level my Sunder again. This is not like an intentional skill build, but I would normally get level 3 Sunder at 16, but I misclicked.
Fears nothing. Holy shit. Shriek when you see me. A crushing skirmish. Double kill.
Because you ain't pro? Yeah, no shit.
I run afoul.
I'm not a pro player. But that doesn't mean that, like, the only valid builds are the builds that, like, pro players do or whatever. I think a lot of the Phantom Assassin builds that people do are fucking terrible, but people see other people do them, they don't reason through why they do them, and they just mindlessly copy them.
Tis a solemn undertaking.
Okay, it's SMI plus mana. I like SMI Manta a lot. Waiga's a really solid player, so people have their own thoughts on builds.
The enemy's top barracks has fallen. The enemy's top barracks has fallen. You now have mega creeps. The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
If this game went on any longer, I would either get an S, like a Scotty, or a Butterfly probably.
The
But
enemy's middle tower has fallen.
should have made Halberd instead of Double Yasha. It's a different, it's like totally different. Like, I don't know, you can't, like, it's hard to draw a comparison between Halberd and other items because it's like you can't compare two items that serve different purposes really. But that was like a I don't know how I would describe that game, but those aren't my favorite types of games really, because it doesn't like it doesn't put the ball in my court, so to say, when I play a game like that. Like because I can't really get farm in the laning stage, but the trade-off is that my other lanes should win. So it's like I have to recover farm in the mid game, which means that I don't really get to kill heroes very much. I don't get to impact the game very much, and I don't really get to farm that much either. Like I don't get to farm very fast in games like that because the laning stage is so like pressured. People overvalue side of it. I have not much of an opinion on Ember Spirit builds because I don't really play Ember Spirit. Oh god, the theory crafting. Please God, the Twitch chat theory crafting. Kill me now. Quit. Civil treads and drums. Yeah. 600 GPM is like not a very sick farm, but it's like, yeah. I play PA totally different than everybody else, but it's one of my favorite heroes. Like, I don't know, the very second that they changed PA, I was like, you know what? This is one of my favorite heroes for the same reason that Naix used to be one of my favorite heroes. But it's like, the way I play Phantom Assassin is really different than everybody else because I play PA safe lane, so. Do you not play ranked? I do play ranked, but in this case, it's like not even. It doesn't really. What the fuck was that? I just heard a sunder sound when I looked at his profile. But it's like there's no real point in playing ranked right now because if you have a bunch of people that have like 5k, like 5600 party MMR or whatever, and you queue ranked at 3 a.m. on US West, then it's like the quality of the games that you're gonna get is actually gonna be really fucking low. So it's like it doesn't really matter if it's ranked or unranked. It's not gonna be a very high quality game anyways. So. Bro, you have a girlfriend? No, dude. I play fucking video games all day. Interestingly personal question, I suppose. Why do people hate on me when I get a Quelling Blade on Medusa? I don't know, dude. People are fucking stupid. I think Quelling Blade is actually really, really solid on Radiant Gyrocopter, Radiant Luna. Sometimes Dire Luna, but only if you do a really specific farming rotation. And then Medusa. How do you play PA? I play PA like an AX. Everyone else goes PA mid because they understand that in matchmaking, you have to pick like a high impact role. You have to go to a lane where you don't have to interact with any of your allies because they're all going to suck. And then you have to pick a mid carry if you go mid because you can't pick a hero like Zeus or something and just win mid because if your carry is unreliable, then you have to be an actual carry or whatever. Casual food pursuer is the only viable build. If only, right? I know because Arteezy is a pro player. Yeah, remember guys, if Arteezy plays a hero 1 week, then everybody else has to play it in their public games because you can be like the post-lobotomy Arteezy. Everybody is like a 3k Arteezy at heart, you know? Everyone is like, everybody is an Arteezy Tinker, everybody's an Arteezy Windranger. Like, you gotta pretend to be Arteezy because if Arteezy picks a hero, and he does something very specific that is very good because Arteezy is a good player, then you need to pick that same hero, not understand the nuances of what Arteezy is doing, and then just pretend to be Arteezy. Like if Arteezy picks Windranger and goes mid and then builds a Maelstrom, because Maelstrom is a good damage item on Windranger, and it allows you to occupy a lot of space and transition into a carry, then what you need to do is you need to pick Windranger, go mid, and then build a Force Staff so that you can be a fucking useless piece of shit all game. And not acquire any farm and not scale into the late game because Windranger used to build Force Staff in Dota 1 when everybody was dumb and bad. So that is, you gotta emulate Arteezy without actually doing what Arteezy does. Artie, how do you have mana cost by your items and health bar looking different? Well, the mana cost thing is something that I ironically saw on Arteezy's stream, and I was like, you know what, that seems like a really useful mod. I'm gonna put that in. Because, I don't know, it's a really fucking useful mod. And then the health bars is something that I saw on Monkey's stream. And then I was like, you know what? That's a really useful config, like console thing. I think that if you see people that do things that are good, you should reason through why they do it and then understand why they do it. That's kind of how I learned like the genre when I first started playing MOBAs in the Heroes of New Earth beta. I would watch Angry Testy and Shu, and I wouldn't just look at what they did and copy it. I would look at what they did, and then I would think about why they did it and try to understand why they did it so that I could improve my own play. And it's like things like there was a really brief period where I looked at like how someone like Matrice would play Terrorblade, and I'd be like, you know what, that 3 Wraith Bands that he does is pretty neat. I wonder why he does that. Oh, because the hero pool, or his health pool is so low. And then I would do the builds that I thought were good, which I don't really do 3 Wraith Bands. I do like more HP, but eggs me Lifesteal. Yeah, I like Lifesteal. Why do you max Illusions over Metamorphosis? Because if you max your Metamorphosis, when your Metamorphosis is on cooldown, then you're like a really fucking weak hero. Also, you farm way faster with max illusions, and level 2 Metamorph is really all the Metamorph that you need. If you have level 2 Metamorph, you can use it really fucking liberally as well. Top 3 tags on Sad Panda. Oh boy. I kind of want to play Lifestealer just because I enjoy the hero. We'll see. But you act like you don't have a girlfriend because you don't have time? No, that's not the case at all. I mean, if I had more time, the bitches would throw themselves at me, right guys? Every time I go to the club, I tell people that I stream on Twitch TV and that I make a lot of money on the internet. And girls really like Twitch TV streamers because I'm good at video games. So I make funny joke, entertain people online. Bitches love Twitch. What happened? Oh, never mind. The fucking sounds this shit makes. Okay, I'll do this starting build because there's a Dark Seer. It's funny. Do you care Phoenix? I don't play Dragonite or Phoenix, and the only time I ever played Phoenix was when I was playing on a fucking laptop with a laptop with a trackpad. So it was like, yeah. Why 250 HP bar intervals? Because most spells hit for 300, which means that they do like 225 actual damage after magic resistance. So friendly Dota player, he's my guy, dude. I fucking love friendly Dota player. Type PA? Oh, my bad. I like PA, but Nyx is actually way better, I think, against Darkseer. Like the first shit ever. Yeah, when I go into the club, I make it rain with those Twitch dollars. I'm like, I walk into the club, I'm like, alright, I just start buying girls drinks, you know? Like, somebody donated me $8.50 2 months ago. 2 months ago, somebody gave me $8, and I was like, you know what? This is gonna make some girl at the club real happy, because those club sluts like those $8 drinks. And then I come into the clubs and I wear my Twitch TV official merchandise, like my Kappa shirt, and then they're like, oh, I see you're an educated man, and then I'm like, I fail fish in real life, and then I exclaim Kipo and other epic Twitch memes or whatever. And like, it just drives the bitches fucking wild.
Lives to steal. No chains can hold me.
Every time I go for deny, I'm gonna take a lot of damage to do it, but it's still worth it when the Ion Shell is such a low level.
Yes.
But I'm not gonna get utter free farm against the Darkseer, especially when I do what I'm doing here, which is where I commit to keeping him at like... Okay, I failed. But I wanted to keep this Darkseer, or try to keep him level 1, which is really fucking hard to do against a Darkseer when you're a dual lane. But we can keep him not getting a lot of experience. But since he's not going to stay level 1, I'm going to be an asshole, and I'm going to go for a lot of denies against the Ion Shell, which means I'm going to take a little bit of damage, but it's worth it. Oops, that was really bad.
Yes, master.
Does dual disable feast damage? I actually don't know.
First blood. I scramble.
Looks like Master Yi has killed Wu-Tang forever, the mid-old broodmother.
Finally.
Yeah, sensitivity training I had to do because of a thing.
Spray your nuts.
Actually, I won't probably go phase boost this game before I get like a Helm of Iron Will. It sounds really dumb to get like the retard helmet, Helm of Iron Will, but I'm going to be tanking creeps under the tower this game, and I'm going to be tanking Ion Shell damage, and if I have more HP regeneration, it means that I can afford to deny more creeps from the Darkseer like an asshole. Okay, that was like a really bad attempt at a deny, but... The Darkseer now realizes that he's being left relatively alone against me because Lena's ganking, which means that he's going to get a lot out of the lane. Also, the Ion Shell is like level 2 now, which means it's like pretty damaging. Oh god, my mouse accuracy. I fucking clicked the siege creep there. The mouse accuracy of an amputee. When he's left alone with me like this though, what the Darkseer should do is he should actually Ion Shell himself and then run at me, but he's not. Maybe he doesn't realize that he's been
Your
left so
middle
alone.
tower is under attack. Your middle tower.
But once again, this is another game where I'm not going to get like free farm or anything because the Darkseer is in the lane. But it's not a big deal. Lumina's going to try to deny himself to the Ancients. I don't know if it's going to work.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Now that I have my retard helmet, my
Your middle
my
tower
HP
is
regeneration is
under attack.
off the fucking charts. Oh no. Fucking catapult. Oh no. Oh no! I fucked up! Interestingly enough, one thing that annoys me about Gyrocopter is that Gyrocopter has a really, really low base damage, but he has a really, really high damage variance. So it's like he has such a good animation, but his base damage is pretty high. Naix's base damage is only kind of annoying because of Feast, but his base damage is so generally high that it's actually pretty fucking good. This catapult is... I rue the day this catapult came to the lane. It needs to go. Jesus, I take like 50 damage to even just walk up to get one deny. The duration on the Ion Shell, it's almost over. Oh god, I'm gonna take like 100 damage to it, but it's almost over. If I want, I can just become like a turbo asshole to this Darkseer, and I could just hit all of his creeps or whatever to get the nice. But I'm gonna take so much damage, and I have no more infest. But I might start doing it now because I suspect that the laning phase is gonna end pretty soon. So I'll start doing it now. I'll start just denying the creeps. Oh no, he Ion Shelled himself, so I can't. That's smart, but this is the first time he's Ion Shelled himself in 6 minutes, which is not smart. He should have done that a lot earlier. If you're actually 1v1 against someone as a Darkseer, what you should do is you should cut the lane if you're Radiant, and then you farm the neutrals, and then the enemy that you're up against will get utter free farm. Well, actually, no, that's not true. It depends on the matchup, actually. I think against Naix you should, because Naix can fare pretty well against you in lane, but there are a lot of heroes that actually can't really handle a Darkseer in lane. So I'm actually just going to completely take that back. It all depends on the Darkseer matchup, but there are some Darkseer matchups that are like not actually very good for the Darkseer, like this one. And here he may as well just cut the thing. No, I don't actually have my auto exec linked anywhere. You would be pretty amused by my auto exec though, because it's full of like binding chat wheel functions to the keyboard. I think I use the chat wheel better than anybody else, guys. I'm the chat wheel master. Nobody can compare to my chat wheel. The Darkseer is coming to kill you, by the way, Lumden. I'm just gonna let you know now. Lumden has made this ancient farming Medusa. Oh god, you fucking catapult! Actually, I haven't played too much Naix recently, just because I think this hero is not a very good matchmaking hero, because so many of the best heroes in the game right now are actually really good against Naix. Like, Lycan rapes Naix, Terrorblade rapes Naix, Phantom Assassin utterly rapes Naix, Morphling fucking rapes Naix. And some of the heroes that Naix was best against are like not even picked anymore. Like people don't really pick Luna that much anymore. People don't really pick Alchemist at all. Like carry Alchemist is completely dead. Nobody does it. Okay, that's blocked, my bad. I almost debated removing well played from my chat wheel just because nobody uses it in a serious context. So when I actually want to use it like to applaud somebody or whatever, they think I'm being sarcastic, so it has like the opposite effect. So instead these days, majority of the time I use nice. I'm like, nice. But I still have well played on there. I give them the careful or the okay. Go. Nice. Darkseer is missing. I would say the standard phase boots armlet timing is like about like 11-12 minutes maybe. This game my farm is going to be contested. In a lane that isn't really purely a 1v1 lane or purely a 2v1 lane, having 70 CS at 10 minutes is actually okay. If you think about it, if you were to get 100% of the last hits, you'd have like 82. And if you were in a completely free lane, then you could accelerate your farm by using the neutrals. So you could have like maybe 90, maybe 100 depending on the hero. Like a gyro that's left in a completely alone lane could have like 120 CS at 10. Because he would push out the lane and then he would go farm the neutrals. So. Nice sounds worse than well played? I don't think so. Because like people will like ping their like a lot of like, you know, you have like the Peruvian that like pings his teammate and goes like, well played, like after they die, and it's like, dude, like what the fuck, man? Why you gotta be like that? Oh, I'm gonna miss the most valuable creep in the creep wave, the range creep. That's a level. These are very, very low level enemy heroes in my lane. I don't mean like in terms of like player skill. I mean like there's a Medusa that's level 5 and a mid invoker that's level 7. So they're both really fucking under leveled. I think I would have been able to kill the Medusa maybe without anyone there, but actually I suppose in hindsight that's like a pretty big rotation for only one kill when one of the kills was guaranteed anyways. Some heroes just can't actually deal with Broodmother. I'm not actually surprised that Invoker would lose mid to Broodmother, to be honest. Broodmother's not really like a conventional mid, but Broodmother actually crushes most 1v1s. Man, I really want to get the tower last hit, so I was hoping the Bloodseeker wouldn't attack it, but it's whatever. The thing I used to like about Lifestealer when this hero was better was that, like, when you pick like an Animage, people like bend over backwards to try to fuck you over. But when you pick a Lifestealer, people more often than not honestly just tend to leave you alone because you're such a fucking scary hero. So it's like I would always end up getting a lot of farm and then taking the tier 1 enemy tower, which helps my team a lot.
Yes, master. No change.
He's not a pro, he gets carried. Yo, I've never said I was a pro. I don't think I get carried, actually, ever. I don't think I ever get carried. Though, I'll say that. Like, a lot of the time the people I queue with, like... plus I always play the 1 position anyways, so it's like, I'm usually the one. And when I play matchmaking with like I used to play more stack matchmaking, but these days not many people do stack matchmaking anymore because there was an era where like it was all about win rate and your Dota buff or whatever. And during that era, like even then it was like, I don't know. Yeah, Lumen carries every game, guys. Lumen's the next EGM, according to himself.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Oh, that was a bad salve. I can turn and burn though if this guy tries to chase me. If he hastes after me, he's gonna die. But the Invoker used 2 spells and then invoked a third, and that's when I turned on him. I could have raged before the TP, but he hadn't invoked the third spell, which means that if he's a Quasi-Wex Invoker, it stands to reason that he could have invoked a Ghost Walk if I attacked him then. So what I have to do is I have to wait until he's used both of the spells that are on his bar, which are Tornado EMP, and then invokes a third spell, which I didn't actually see what his third spell was. I should have clicked him, but I assume it was Cold Snap. I see no other reason why his third spell wouldn't be Cold Snap if he's trying to kill me, so... Stun? You tried, dude. You did your best. There's nothing Lumen could have done to have saved me there. I was just dead no matter what. It's funny that I tell Lumen to stun, because it's like, if I would not have told him to stun, I'm pretty fucking sure Lumen would have stunned anyways. I don't even know why I tell him that. But there's nothing that anyone could have done to have saved me there. I was just dead. Looks like all of the enemies are going to die though, in exchange for that kill, but... Jesus Christ, this Bristleback's going fucking ham. Dear God.
Lies to steal.
It's like a serenade of beauty every time. Hey, let's see if I can make this bitch scream. If I can make Medusa blow her rape whistle, it becomes easier to gank her in the future, but I don't know where she went. Fuck her. She's a sneaky snake. Can't find her. Yo, I like Friendly Bro. Friendly Bro's a real friendly guy. Or friendly Dota player, I suppose. There's another guy that's called Friendly Bro. And I remember thinking that Friendly Bro was like not the greatest, but then turns out Friendly Bro is actually the greatest shit ever. This Barney kid. Yo, here's the thing though, Silver Lancer. Like, I always entertain the people like you that are like really overtly like trolling the chat or whatever. But like in the sense that like I always say, you know, don't ban people no matter how much of a dick they are. But you get people like you that just they keep coming back to just be an asshole. And it's like, dude, what the fuck, man? Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm a reasonable guy to you, right? Like I don't ban you. I don't even like call you out usually on your like overt trolling or whatever. Like, why you gotta be like that, man? Why you gotta be a dick? You're a cyberbully is what you are. A cyberbully. Damn, Silver Lancer, that's a great comeback.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
I would TP bottom, but Bloodseeker is doing it, so he'll get that done. I can just stay here and push the tower. Basketball coach $15 an hour. I'm surprised that people complain so much about how much Perch charges for coaching. Like, I wouldn't coach shit players for like reasonable cost either. It would be so mind-numbing to do.
The enemy's top tower has fallen.
I actually just wouldn't coach players at all, I think, just because, one, I don't think that I'm like in a position where I could offer people super helpful advice, for one, and then two, it's like that just seems so mind-numbing that if I stream because I enjoy it as opposed to for the money, then I wouldn't coach because I don't think I would enjoy coaching people. It's like if you ever watch like in StarCraft 2 when you have people like you know, in Control or Destiny coach people, it doesn't seem like they really enjoy it too much. On top of that, it's like one of the things I thought was kind of amusing is like a lot of the people that pay for coaching, it's like there's two types of people mostly. It's like people that either have like way more money than time, so like older people that are not that great at video games but have like a real job, or people that are like children that just want to like spend time with their favorite streaming personality. And it's like neither of those seem like crowds that... Alright, she doesn't have her ult, so she's actually just gonna TP away apparently. She'll be fine. If I had Infest, I could have killed her with the Infest damage, but I don't. Moomyander coaches 2.5k rated players, yeah. But Moomyander is streaming for a living, so it makes sense, I suppose.
Yes.
MMR doesn't, I don't think, matter that much when you get like to a certain point. It's whatever though. I'll grind the MMR on this account. Because if the MMR number is bigger, people will respect me more. Her TP is on cooldown for like 30 seconds. I could potentially run at her and kill her, but I don't know where her teammates are. Okay, fuck it, we're doing it. YOLO. Fuck you, BS. Fuck you. This guy's not too happy.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Everybody buys an item. Well, another reason to do the HP bar increments at 252 is that I play like Gyrocopter a lot, and Gyrocopter's Q hits for almost, or Rocket Barrage rather, hits for almost exactly 250 actual HP as well. I see from your last few games that you need CSing mechanics explained. Yeah, you're right. I'm absolutely terrible at CSing, guys. It's definitely my one weakness. If only I could have somebody explain to me how to last hit under a tower, I feel like my gameplay would be simply taken to the next level. Perhaps I'll consider investing money into coaching from one of the many Dota 2 coaches. Maybe I'll watch a Shiver Owns with tower mechanics or something like that. I don't know. Alright, what's up, DK? I'm in college right now? I suppose if you can call Clackamas Community College, then yeah, but I'm gonna be honest, it's like the quality of education may be lacking, I suppose. I go to OSU next term, which is a real 4-year school, but let's get the fuck out. No! Is he gonna ghost walk? Come on, turn to a spooky ghost. What about you? What about you? You want some? Okay. What about you? Okay, yeah, you're gonna win the duel, I think. Wait, no, you're not. You're gonna lose the duel. Okay, no, you're gonna win. But you're gonna get Lagoona'd! Let you kill him. That's what you got. Command player. Friendly. Very well-spoken. Kind. Informative. There we go. This guy seems like a real reasonable guy. What country is he from? I wonder. Let's see. I can't tell. Let's look at his alt account that he has added on his main account. Oh, he's Hawaiian? Oh, look at that. You can tell this guy is a friendly dude to the very core, because on his alt account, his picture is "You're a faggot." So you can tell that kindness is his specialty. Kindness and Medusa, obviously. Purge is a faggot. Blitz Dota carries Purge. Blitz Dota is actually good at this game. You seem like a real rude dude. Silverland car. In fact, I'll sell the P50 USD.
Unstoppable.
I mean, he's Hawaiian, so maybe he's just angry that his tribal rain dance didn't work or some shit, I don't know. I don't see that many Hawaiian gamers online. Jaw, though, is Hawaiian, and Jaw is actually a really fucking nice guy. Jaw is a nice guy now, I'll say. In Heroes of Newerth, I don't know if Jaw was a nice guy. But in Dota 2, every single time I've played with Jaw in like an NEL or like a pub or whatever, he's actually like a really cool fucking dude. In Heroes of Newerth, though, it's like, I don't know. A lot of people changed from Heroes of Newerth to now, though. So.
The enemy's middle tower.
I could have raged that, but it's just a tornado. There's like not much point.
The enemy's bottom barracks has fallen.
I've been unfriendly. I haven't met many Hawaiians. Maybe now the shelter getting out. Okay, so there's this account, there's the Barney 2 account, and then there's an XXX420 Weed Smoker 666XXX account.
The enemy's middle barracks.
But I would honestly say that the quality of content on any channel that isn't this one, or the Barney 2 channel, is like almost purposefully low. Like,
The enemy's middle barracks.
then I made
has
another
fallen.
account to broadcast to friends a little bit ago, but I deleted that channel because I don't intend to stream on it anymore. I farm those gold pinatas. Thanks, dude. Thank you. I don't know how to pronounce the Twitch name. Disney, I suppose. Appreciate it.
The enemy's top tower has fallen. The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Here, we'll go cinematic view while we hit the racks. Oh, that's cool. I didn't even realize you could see into the racks
The
a little bit.
enemy's middle tower has fallen. The enemy's top barracks has fallen. You now have mega creeps. Radiant structures are fortified.
Oh no.
Dire victory.
Friendly Dota player made the friendly Dota play, and he was shadow amuleted by the ancient, and then he popped out and fingered me when I was hitting the throne in cinematic view. Motherfucker. I got raped by friendly Dota player. Absolutely wrecked. He performed a tech switch into Shadow Amulet and he gave me the finger. The finger from the shadows. Alright, this is where I have to do the super autistic like name change into here we go. This way people from other countries, you know, they'll understand. I changed my name to Offlane Solo Please, because even though I prefer playing safe lane carry, I want to win. So I have to go to a lane that doesn't have any allies in it. And then I go into invisible mode so that people, like big deals, super important people on my friends list won't think I'm like a retard for changing my name to Offlane Solo Please. I wonder if that's the real scandal. The scandal from Holland or not. Is it? He has Wagamama added, maybe. I don't think it is. I'm not gonna deny the friend request though. But yeah, I'm gonna go into invisible mode. That way, the big deal players aren't gonna think I'm a fucking retard. I'm already getting messages about my name, so I better go invis ASAP. That way, the least number of people will think I'm a retard. And then I go bam, find match. Easy. No, I'm just gonna coach for my first for shows now. Maybe. Fucking hate this new cinematic trash. Dang. So how does MMR calculation actually work? It takes into play like a number of factors for like the calibration. It like rates you relative to other people in your games, other people in your brackets. It looks at all of your stats. Basically, you gotta play a big dick role that gets super stat padded or whatever, because it for some reason doesn't just look at winning. Favorite Arabian Nights story? That's a tough one. I don't actually have an answer to that. Barney's favorite non-Dota game is being Lumden's bitch. Wow, Silver Lankar, that's real hurtful, dude. That's a super tactful and well thought out insult. I don't even know what my favorite Dota game, or my favorite game aside from Dota is anymore. I don't know. You something at 10 to 12 wins all the time? What happened? Seriously, you got terrible at this game. You should feel really bad. That's my favorite copy pasta erupt. Jeez. But in all seriousness, there was a time when people would just play stack Dota, so it was like you would get maybe like 10 games before you bump into another good 5 stack. Is your King cosplay gonna look something like this? My Wraith King cosplay? Let's see. I hope so. It's pretty well done. Bravo, bravo. Who do you recommend to farm MMR? Zeus? No, Zeus is I think a terrible MMR hero. Especially if you're like, once you get like 5k plus or whatever, and then everyone on your team is lower rated than you, because then you're, it's like you could play a mid hero like Zeus, and even if you won mid and then won like every other lane, if the enemy had like a good carry player and then your carry player was shit, you would lose. But yeah, I did play the Stalker series. That's maybe a good answer. Actually, I'm trying to remember. There was one of the Stalker games. I don't remember if it was Shadow or Chernobyl, or Shadow of Chernobyl, or like Call of Pripyat. But there was like a mod for it, where like it makes it so that like it's supposedly more realistic in that like you take more damage and then the enemies take more damage. But it really fucked up like one mission in the game when the mod first came out, and it was like really fucking annoying because there was one mission and it was like you're supposed to like meet up with a scientist or whatever, and then there were a bunch of like dudes with like assault rifles or whatever on the roofs, and it was really fucking annoying because like when the mod first came out, you would start the mission and then there was one way the mission was supposed to go, and then it would just get all fucked up because everybody died so fast, man. When I think of Juggernaut lately, I think it's a really useless hero which is so easy to counter. I think Juggernaut is in the same pool as like heroes like Sven, where it would be a good hero, but the fact that he gets utterly raped by Ghost Scepters, Yule Scepters, Lincoln Spheres and shit, it's like the hero is almost useless just because he gets fucked by items so badly. Like it's a hero that needs items to be effective, yet gets utterly raped when the enemies acquire cheap 2,000 gold support items like Yules, Four Staffs, Ghost Scepters. Merlini plays ranked Zeus and wins all the time. Yeah, but Merlini plays with friends. If there's a good player mid and you're mid and you beat their mid, it'll just be 4 retards versus 4 retards. That's true. And then you should, in theory, win. But I don't really play mid, so if I were to go mid up against a good player, I would probably lose. Favorite game is I actually like Savage 2. I liked Savage 2 before Heroes of North came out. Just because, like, the dude that owns... Oh no, I've been stream sniped. I don't want to do this. I'm gonna dodge. I would just ask as like just a basic thing, like just don't stream snipe me. Like I don't want to play. If I wanted to play games with you guys, I would play games with you guys. Like yeah. Like I don't want to play games with or against you guys. What the fuck? There was a time when I used to play with viewers a lot more, like when I first started streaming, but the games were fucking miserable. It's like the same reason that I don't like playing. Like I like playing with GMC and Lampercat. I don't like playing against them. Like I don't know, man. It's just not as fun. Like I recognize someone on the other team as a stream sniper. I don't want to play that game. Like I'm just gonna get like shit on by some guy that picks like a hero that's good against me and then rides my dick all game. So Wagga as good as his MMR. Well, Wagga plays mid. I think Wagga is pretty good though. But if you play mid and you're actually decent, your potential MMR is infinite. I would say. Like I'm actually just gonna like probably go get food and then go to sleep at this point. But I'll just look through a bunch of players that play mid before I do. It's like you have like Fear, who is these days a mid. Yeah, but you have Fear, who's a mid player. You have Dragon Fist, who's a mid player, so Dragon Fist's MMR is infinite. You have Wagamama, who's a mid player, so he also will get infinity fucking MMR if he plays his role correctly. Because what ends up happening is that as his MMR goes up, not only does the average MMR of his teammates decrease, but the MMR of the enemies will decrease as well. So it's like, oh, this is Jaw, by the way. Jaw is like a fucking sick, nasty dude. He's a very, very nice guy, I think, these days. I like Jaw. He's cool. I think Bloody 9 plays mid too. I don't have Bloody 9 added, actually, so I can't really look at his MMR. But yeah. But I think I'm going to go eat food and then maybe go to sleep or maybe play more Dota. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new to the stream, if you follow it, you know it comes online, etc., etc. I love you guys. Goodbye.